Welcome, everyone. We are live and we are on Twitch, Saber Team 19, Facebook, Saber Team Tactical LLC, and Two Alphas Talk on YouTube. And tonight's subject, we're going to talk about does more guns mean more safety?
And first, we're going to have a few words from our sponsor, Saber Team Tactical.
All right.
Class is coming up. Go ahead, Val.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, when you type up Saber Team Tactical, it's going to take you to the website. And at the top right corner, it's going to say classes. Click on that, and it's going to take you to all the classes we have for the whole year of 2022. Go ahead now.
Things that are coming up in the next couple of months. On June 4th, which is next weekend, we have a basic firearms training for self-defense. That class is not only geared for people just getting involved with firearms, but it's also for people who would consider themselves intermediate. We stress you out. We push you as far as you can go. I'm very watchful, and I can determine when somebody's at their end or needs to be prodded a little bit more. So it's one of the things that we do. Go through some drills, some moving and shooting, and definitely work from the holster. Then coming up in July, we have the semi-automatic rifle for self-defense, and that's a home defense-based class, not necessarily kicking in doors or anything like that, but at the same time, it's going to fortify you with the knowledge that you'll need to defend yourself at home. We have the concealed carry and medical class coming up in August. That's a good one. And the shotgun class coming up after that. The medical class, go back to that, that's almost an everyday thing. It's something that every one of us should be thinking about. What type of medical supplies do you carry on a regular basis or are available to you, whether it's in a car or a knapsack, a bag, satchel, fanny pack, whatever you're carrying. Do you have anything in there that can help stop bleeding? That's it. So we go down to the shotgun class. Then we have medical and rifle again. Rifle and PCC. I'm just going to run through them real quick.
Okay.
Rifle and tactical class to end out our year in November. The shotgun class for self-defense is going to go through all the manipulations that an individual needs to understand the shotgun and the self-defense capacity. From reloading to clearing malfunctions, and people say malfunction in the shotgun, it happens. You short stroke that thing and you wind up with two shells trying to enter one hole. How do we work that out? Those type things. There's no time to negotiate. You got to know how to clear that real quick. And the medical and rifle battle class, that's one where you actually get to work with other people, whether you know those people and there's a buddy that comes to class with you or somebody that's in the class. This guy him right there, he'll put you through the paces and get you organized and moving as a group, a team, tandem, triples, as you can see in the photo, how to help your buddy.
And those are the classes coming up. And also, too, if you click on that gray button right there, it says online store. It'll take you to the online store where it's we got laser engraving. We got Saber Team Tactical swag. Yes, on the laser engraving, I do wood, metal, and magazines. Also, same for the swag. Also sell armor plates and plate carriers. And one of the biggest sellers on here is the Emergency Personal. And I got the best prices in town from Medical Supply Store, Israelis bandages, and Cat 7 tourniquets. And that is what we want to show you right there. All right. So, like I said, tonight's show is brought to you is actually airing on YouTube, Two Alphas Talk, Twitch, Saber Team 19, and Facebook, Saber Team Tactical LLC. This is a call-in show. If you want to call in, or the call-in number is 446-920561. If you have any problems with that call-in number, just hit us up in the chat and we will see it and try to correct it. You can also chat on all three platforms. Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube.
YouTube. Hmm.
And on YouTube, please, and Twitch and YouTube, please like and follow. And it helps us out in the long run. And the same thing with Facebook. Go ahead and like it if you watch it, or if you can watch it later on to
Also
after the
share
show.
and let other
Yeah,
people know if you like the
yeah,
content. I'm getting a lot of feedback from folks that I see out and about, and some people I'm amazed that they even know we were doing it, and they like what they hear, and it's enlightening and thought provoking, things like that. It's just the two of us, and we're unscripted.
right,
We research this stuff, we read about it, we talk about it amongst ourselves and other friends, and then we come here and we regurgitate it with you guys.
right. Yeah, that's what we do. So, like I said, please share and let everybody know we're here. So, tonight's topic we're going to talk about: does more guns means more safety? You want to go ahead and go with that, Al? I'm gonna
Oh
go ahead
yeah,
and
I'll take it.
yeah,
In light of what's going on today and the tragedies that we've witnessed in the last less than 15 days combined, um, we start thinking about it. How is it more guns actually make you more safe? And each individual has to answer that question for themselves. But at the same time, when you look at these tragedies and you see these lunatics, and I'm being nice because we have with that PG wave that goes through this, but these lunatics that have painstakingly, in one case, they've one is still under investigation, but the other one they've released that this guy actually drove a tremendous way to get to a location that he stalked. He went and looked for a soft target, and when he found it, that's when he struck. According to what I've been able to research, and I've talked to some other people who are still, in law enforcement, and things that they've been able to share is that this guy took his time with this. The first one we're talking about, the Buffalo guy,
yeah,
he literally bought guns and for this event in
a year,
2000,
year
right,
prior,
almost a
yeah,
year ago, right?
yeah, prior,
And that's the problem. People want to know why and when it happens and things like that and what happened. What this dude was demented from a long time ago. His
mm-hmm,
anger is festering, and then he decides to act. And when he
mm-hmm,
acts, he slaughtered people.
yep,
There's no other word for it. It was just a slaughter, a
right,
massacre. You know, there was no resistance. And I understand. I'm not taking anything away from the gentleman that fired at him and all of that. I don't know what the ballistics and the end
uh,
results were yet,
it
but
doesn't
that's a
to me.
slaughter.
Yeah, it to me he's still a hero because he
Oh
died.
yeah, there's no
Yeah,
disrespect whatsoever.
yeah,
What I'm
yeah,
saying, he is a hero. But what I'm
yeah,
saying is that it's still a slaughter, regardless
yeah.
of that little bit of resistance. That here's a gentleman that's out there, working a gig and help to
He's
hit. There's to
retired.
help.
Yeah,
He's there to help.
right.
And then you turn around and here's some maniac that shows up, and that's not what he's there for.
Yeah,
He's crime prevention, and here this is at a high level.
right,
People want it to be called terrorism and things like that. You can call it what you want. It's still a maniac on the loose.
right.
And
Yeah,
and then this is the thing that all of us in the Second Amendment. That's not a Second Amendment person that did that. That's
no,
the key. That's what
no,
we have to differentiate. That's not somebody who's a lawful gun owner. That
no.
he is no different than anyone else out there. That any criminal, any person that decides to rob a bank or rob a diamond a heist, any of those things, that dude is no different than any of these scum.
Mm-hmm. Scum of the earth. Yeah, I can't
Hmm.
even peel him off my shoe. Neither one of them. But yeah, it goes to the point. We're seeing now. We had the first shooting in New York, and now we got the second one that's happening in Texas.
Well, that's
Now,
not the second. Remember, there was another one at the
it
church,
was it was a black guy, right?
Asian.
It was an Asian. Oh, yeah, the Asian guy. They
At
didn't
an
even
Asian
push
church
down.
in San
They didn't
Francisco.
push down,
Yeah.
right? Because
Hmm.
he had shot up Asians,
And they jumped his
and
ass.
they jumped him, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, they
And he
didn't even
was
have any.
60 something years old. I guess he didn't eat his Wheaties that morning. And they got him and hogtied him until the law enforcement got there. And
And I
that's
was
another point.
surprised.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead,
No, no.
finish.
My point is, when we discuss more guns mean more safety, I tell everyone when I say that you're not safe just because you have a gun. You're safe
Mm-hmm.
when you're trained, and not only trained, but start using the mindset of being aware of your surroundings. I don't give a dang about no damn situation awareness. You know, all these guys that are not law enforcement, not military, not even former, they want to use that term. You're still not down. Even when you say
Mm-hmm.
situation, you're still not down. You're still not go sign up, take an oath, say I do a few times. Then when you start talking situational awareness and you're in the in crowd, you wear the uniform or badge or whatever. But until then, pay attention to what's going around you. That's key. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what's going on around you and have the training and also the audacity to use that training. That's the key. You got to start.
But
People are not passionate. People are out here buying guns. I see it all every day. People buying guns, they ain't got a clue. They want to put it in a purse. They want to put it in a glove box. That's useless. That's a useless
right.
piece. But it mentally makes the person feel, okay, at least I have a gun. That doesn't
Right.
mean anything. To have a gun and not need it. I'm going to tell you real quick. I'm going to harp on this all night. I heard this, and it was a live event on one of the news channels that I listened to, and the young guy was relaying the story of his family member because the parents couldn't speak, rightfully so. But the young girl was trying to call the police at the time when this fool goes in there, and the second one in Texas is shooting the place up. She's trying to call the police on her
Wait.
cell
Wait. Wait.
phone that she just got for her birthday that same week, earlier in the week.
Who
At the
at the
second one.
Texas? Oh,
In
okay.
Texas, the young girl in the one third, fourth grade, she's trying to call the police, and
But
that's why I tell
she's
people
she didn't
that.
know. She
Well,
didn't know.
no, she's doing the best that she can.
Right.
What else should
Right.
she do? My
Right.
point is, give me a minute to tell
Oh,
Brandon.
I know where you're
If
going
you
with
give me a
this.
point, my
I
point
know
is,
where you're going. Go ahead. Go. Go.
she's calling the police for help.
Mm-hmm.
The police are outside. You and I
Right.
discussed this before. For some reason, luck of the draw, whatever, there were damn near 10 officers in the vicinity of this situation before it broke out. Well, whatever you want to make of that, that's up to you. But there were 10 officers, including border patrols equivalent to SWAT. It's Barack or something like that, or whatever. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
the acronym, but it doesn't matter. Highly trained officers willing to do the job were there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this maniac gets into the school. That's what I have a problem. The guy started shooting at him after he crashed a car. His grandfather says that he didn't know how to drive a car. He doesn't know how he got there. The grandfather also said he didn't know how he bought these guns. And mind you, I'm going to just throw it out there. A Daniel Defense. Daniel Defense is high quality, not just
Yeah.
quality, high quality.
Yeah. With tax, you're looking at $2,700. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't even own a Daniel
Here's a dude.
Defense because I think
Here's
it's
a guy with no
overpriced.
job. Here's a guy with
Right.
no
He's
job.
unemployed. Yeah. Well,
Unemployed
yeah.
at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody funded this guy, and we
Thank
don't
you.
know who. And
Right.
somebody was responsible for this,
Mm-hmm.
knowing this guy was mentally ill,
Yep.
and funded everything that he needed to do what he needed to do,
Mm-hmm.
and put plans in motions.
Yep. That's what
So
it seems like.
yeah, people are responsible for this, and seeing that what they're utilizing. If a lot of people don't realize this actual incident is the same way that the one happened in Sandy Hook, exactly, almost the same, and uh, and so it's now in the same numbers of people being injured. I'm trying to watch my words,
Mm-hmm.
and so or 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 delete it basically. And so now you're looking at the fallout that's coming from the second one is they're trying to push their agenda and say, okay, now here's the fallout that's coming. A lot of you guys don't realize in the last 24 hours we had Schumer in the House pushed the gun control. He had a gun control bill he was going to take to the floor in the last 48 hours, and he took it to the floor. Within 3 hours he took it off the floor because they did not have political capital to push that bill, but they were utilizing that bill they was going to push it through, ram it through, get it through the House, and they know they could have passed it in the Senate because it's what 50-50, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get the vice president to override anything.
And everybody's
So
sympathetic right now too.
right, so everybody, I even see guys who are gun guys are sitting here not blaming the guns, but they're blaming the police now.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's looking for blame, 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 but like we just threw out some key points. Who funded this guy?
Right.
Who supplied him with the funds, with the means to get this stuff? You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? It's just, and he did pass a background check, so that was no
Twice.
problem. Twice.
Hmm.
Well, twice. What was the other one?
He had two guns, both
It was
long
one
guns.
was a
There's another. He
yeah,
had a
long
rifle and a
guns.
shotgun in the
Yeah, yeah,
back
yeah,
seat of the
long
car.
guns. Yeah,
Hmm.
because there was a false report that came out and said they had a handgun. So I knew
Well,
that. Yeah,
he's too young to
I know
legally.
he could. There was no way he can purchase that. So, yeah,
Right.
so he bought these legally,
Hmm.
but people knew this guy had mental problems, and nobody decided to say something.
He killed his grandmother.
And posted it on the internet that he did
Hmm.
it.
Right.
Then he posted on the internet that he was going to go shoot up a school. But
Hmm.
I'm still saying he cut his face. He was shooting people with BB guns. It was all the key signs there that, something wasn't right about this kid. And everybody knew this. I guarantee you somebody knew he was going to do this. It was just a matter of time,
Well,
but nobody.
let's go back to Buffalo Kid. Buffalo Kid is hosting, what was it, Discord rooms
Racist,
with
racist
straight
rooms.
and manifestos. But
Right,
we make jokes and he's not serious, and then when it happens, it's like, oh my goodness, and it's too late.
right,
It's too late, and that's what I'm saying in reference to the little girl. I mean, my heart goes out to her that
right,
she did what she's been told. You call the police when something happens.
right,
But
right.
you and I
So,
both know, and everyone out there listening, we don't have a personal cop. Just
yeah,
making
and
sure.
they're too,
I don't have
too
no cop standing next to me that
and they're
can.
too heavy for me to carry. So,
Exactly. And,
yeah,
I don't
right.
have. We don't have somebody you just get on a walkie-talkie and he'll be there in a few minutes, or even seconds.
Hmm.
And in that situation, the whole damn thing lasted 3 minutes. And you and I both know, and anyone else here that's actually participated in any kind of competition, that time is of the essence, and it doesn't take long to do damage.
There it is, right there. Blame the gun, blame the police, blame everything but the killer.
Right.
It's the same way I keep saying drunk drivers. When that guy,
Hmm.
that black guy, and that red SUV ran over all those folks during that parade, the first thing the liberal side wanted to do was blame the truck,
Mm.
and not the guy because it was a black guy. If it had been a
Right.
white guy, they would have
But
said, "Oh, it's the white guy."
the one in North Carolina, that guy got charged and did jail time. He killed the he
Oh
killed
yeah,
the girl. He killed the girl in the first one.
okay, okay,
He
the
was
first one,
he was a counter protester, and
right.
he actually had a Dodge product, and he ran over because they were blocking the
You,
street, and he just decided to mow them down.
oh,
And
that's yeah. I remember that's the one
hmm
on the highway, right?
no, it was in North Carolina. I don't know if it was a highway or a street, but
Okay,
they
all
blocked
right.
the road, and he just said, the hell with it.
He screwed it and went right
Hmm.
through.
Right.
Oh wow. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So now we got to look for the fallout, and the fallout is well, and a lot of people don't know the ATF at the beginning of the year, and some people know this, but the ATF at the beginning of the year have been targeting gun stores, and so what they've been doing is making if you make one mistake on a 4473, they pull your FFL license and confiscate all your firearms. So and by the time you get all the stuff back, you're going to be out of business. And so that's one way of shutting down gun stores. Now they're also taking away electronic 4473s. So now you got to fill them out by hand. So they're doing this so they want the mistakes to happen. And then you got to look at the other thing that the ATF is going after is the braces. The brace decision came out. It is so convoluted, you can't even understand it.
So
And
they did something else to it.
yeah, they came out
Because I
with a new
remember one
ruling
time
on.
it was legal and it's been legal for years, almost decades, and then they said it was illegal to shoulder it. Then it came back and said, okay, do it again, and then they had some middle ground.
Well, if you read it now, you don't know if it's legal or not legal. So it's just
Is
like
it now the one with the 10 points?
yes,
Yeah. See, I stopped
yes,
at that point. Yeah.
right. And so then the other thing they want to is classify all parts for a AR parts for a ghost gun. So because if they can get ghost guns pass illegally, they're going to say all the parts that you need to put in that firearm to make it work are going to actually fall into that illegal too. So, thus, you won't be able to build or construct any or modify any AR that you have.
Right.
The third one is they want to put a serial number to the upper receiver group and classify the upper receiver as a firearm, just like the lower receiver. So now you have to, when you buy upper receiver, you got to register that too, do a 4473 on
You
that.
said now. You mean if that should pass?
If that, well, that's what they're trying to push in the ATF.
Gotcha.
Basically, what the ATF is doing, they're trying to make law out of the ATF by overriding the presidential branch by utilizing the ATF to make law, and it needs to stop. And so the fourth one is binary triggers. They're trying to classify all binary triggers as parts for a machine gun, you know? And how is a two-stage binary drop-in trigger for an AR can be turned into a machine gun part?
But,
Doesn't make
but-
sense.
But what you're saying, and what most of the people who listen, if they don't know, they can find out, right? You find out. But those people who are not anywhere near or have no idea about guns, that's the people that they'll win over. Because those are
Right.
the people who still call an AR-15 an assault rifle.
Right.
And I listened to Rob Pincus was on NPR today, and I just happened to hear it. And he did a good job. He pretty much toed the line, but he was.
He always does.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
did make some good points in reference to young people and the tragedy and things like that. Some of the stuff that I was listening to later on, listening to like this local broadcast, and that's when I heard about the young lady and all that stuff. But one of the things that I did hear, that they threw a lot of stats out when Pincus was on, and they were basically made you think like everyone wants gun control, and it's like,
Right.
oh, they said it's bipartisan, and
It's not.
it was like, wait a minute, who were they talking to? Like, how did you get these numbers? You get 83% of people in America want gun control across the board, red and blue, and I'm like, You see, now you have to ask the question, what do you mean by gun control? Are we talking about confiscation? They're saying things like 10-round magazines, limited to 10-round magazines across
Yeah,
the board.
because let's go back to California. Remember the people in California? I'm from California, and I was there, and we had gun control didn't exist. I mean, you had to do a background check to get firearms, but you can buy a firearm by person to person, even at the local swap meet. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a big deal. And but soon as the Ronald Reagan shooting assassination attempt happened, that's when California went nuts and said, okay, now you got to have a 14-day background check. Then they started restricting what type of guns you can actually have in the state. Like today, Glock is not allowed in California, and
Except for police officers.
except for police officers.
And they can buy
And-
them for their own personal usage too. Which is cool.
Right. ARs are, you cannot change the magazine quickly. It's got to have a special button. You got to have a special tool
Yeah, I've heard that.
to get the magazine dropped out. Yeah, I've seen one, and it takes forever to do it. And so they thinking, well, if it only has 10 rounds in there, shoot those up, they can't reload.
Right.
So I don't understand the
But
logic
see,
behind
when
that.
you say you don't understand, to some others, they completely understand and they're totally for it.
Well, let me
That's
go
the
back.
problem.
So the people in California, they were like the frogs in the pot on the stove, and I kept saying, and they was like, well, let them have this. They
Mm-hmm.
can do this. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me at all. And so next thing you know, the laws got so strict. So when they told everybody to go register your ARs, and when you register your AR, they looked at everything you had on your AR and it wasn't compliant to California because they didn't grandfather anything. Guess what happened? The police came to your house and hold on. PC. Yeah. Hold on. All right, my battery is running out. Well, for some reason, none of my laptop got it. The police came to your house and confiscated your firearms and took them and destroyed them or kept them. The only thing they gave you was a receipt. No money, no cash, no nothing. You had to give
Right.
them up.
And people don't
So,
understand that. People
right,
really don't understand that. They say that there's too many guns for that to happen, and it's like that's not true. That is
right.
not true. If they will bring in a national guard, they will find a way to go door to door.
Well, that as the goal is to bring in the National Guard and the Federal Army to actually do this.
Hmm.
But the people, it's the thing of it is, you give them an inch, they take another inch. You give them another inch, they take another inch until actually you lost all your rights
Hmm.
without even you really knowing it. So you
Yep.
can't give them anything. If you give them this ARs and what they keep calling assault rifles, and it's not because it's not a machine gun, and you keep wanting to give it to them and keep blaming these firearms. But I guarantee you, during the summer of love, when all these fools went out for that whole year and burned up every city that was around, most of you anti-gun people went out and bought guns, and
Hmm.
now you have them in your home because you know what? You thought chaos was destroying the United States, and you need to protect your family. That's basically what happened. So now you think you feel secure because you got that. Guess what? Keep voting for these fools, and they're going to keep taking these rights away. And
Hmm.
they're slowly doing it in certain areas.
So what do you
California.
think? What do you
Hmm?
think the solution is then?
What the solution is, what we're doing now. We got constitutional carry in 25 states. When you have constitutional carry and have people exercise more firearms in a lot of different places, um, and then you have to harden soft targets.
Well, see
Okay.
that right there, what you just said, and I just interrupt you on purpose. What you just said is one of the things that I wish that was a call-in show because I was like gonna make my presence known. I've never called in anyway, but I was listening to them, and one of the things they were saying is that in America we don't have hardened schools, and I said that's the
No,
problem.
no,
That's the
no, no.
problem.
We do have hardened schools, but they're in the black poor neighborhoods.
Well, they're hardened for a
No,
different
no,
reason.
no. Hold on, hold on. Have we ever had a mass shooting in a black poor school in one of the ghetto schools? Have we? No,
Well,
we
they've
have
had
not.
they've had security, metal detectors, you name
Right,
it.
right.
Actual
So,
law enforcement, what they call them, school resource officers.
and a choke point where you have one entrance in and one entrance
Yep,
out.
and
And
that was one of the things that was mentioned. And
but
another thing that I said is exactly what you just said: that having choke points and having one entrance in, so that way they can better monitor who comes in, especially adults.
see, I say this to people, and the first thing they say, I don't want my kids going to school in the prison.
Mm.
Okay. So how can you have safety and security when you don't want to apply safety and security? Then when something happened, you're going to blame everybody else because of that problem, except for you're not wanting that solution.
I'll tell you what. Look, if you get on Google and look up Israeli schools and see what you
Hmm.
come up across that, because they already understand having to protect their children. You know,
Right.
they still want to have our kids going to school in kindergarten, the actual
Hmm.
word kindergarten, a place for
Right.
fun and happiness and just relax and don't be aware of anything. But the world that we live in doesn't actually afford us the ability to do that. So
Right.
you have to think in this modern day and change. And the change comes from being aware and being willing and ready to defend yourself. We're not going after these nut jobs to massacre them. They're coming for us. And we
Right.
have to be able to harden our schools and harden all these soft targets. You know, you and I
And
both seen it before. When you go to you look at different countries, and the people they talk about, oh, America, and there's so many guns. Well, these countries are smaller, but yet their populations, Norway, Israel, their people carry, hell, I think they might even be full automatic, but they carry long guns with them. They carry rifles. They call it even semi-automatic rifles. They carry them, there's pictures all throughout the internet for you to see if you've never been there.
right. So and see, and then we have a news organization that sensationalized um, the gore. You know, of the mass shooting. And when they do that, they get in these wackos' heads. Oh, I'm gonna go down and leave my name in the history books.
Mm.
So I want to go down in glory. Before well, our first mass shooting was what was it, Columbine,
Yeah, that's the
and
first time they called it something.
that was the first time they called it. Well,
Right.
the FBI classifies four or more people shot in the same thing. They call everything is a mass shooting.
Right.
So it can be gang related. You can go to a barbecue with your cousins and your cousins shoot up four people. That's a mass shooting now.
Mm-hmm.
So then they look at the gun, they look at the person's color, and if the person's color is black, Asian, or any other color besides white, is really not hard hit. But if the victims are white, or well, today, if the victims are black, because black is in right now, everybody loves black people, and you know, so so they thought the black people was going to push the New York thing. Well, that didn't work. So now we got the white children being slaughtered by a Hispanic dude. I wouldn't be surprised they'll call him white by the end of the week, and he was a member of a neo-Nazi group, So,
Well, no, I think he's a lone wolf nut job. Is what
no,
I think
I'm
he's
saying that they will
Yeah.
change the narrative to that. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a matter of time. They always do. And so we just got to be aware of that. Let's take a station break real quick and talk about our sponsors and some of the things we also got going on. We're going to get back into this subject. All right. If you look behind me, you see we got the classes that are coming up, the immediate classes that's coming up in the near future. And I'm going to put the website back up again. I can never stop showing this. Our immediate class we have coming up, Al's teaching this class, June 4th, basic firearms. You can go ahead and elaborate on that.
Oh yeah, it's a basic firearms for self-defense. We're gonna work from the holster. We're gonna get these guys, everyone that's in attendance, magazines, exchanges, when and where, different reloads, how to carry a firearm, position it on your body, self-defense. We work from both inside the waistband and outside the waistband holsters, all the gear and equipment that you will need, and we got plenty of rounds downrange.
Right, and if you like I say, you just click on the sign up. It takes you and give you a bio, everything in the that's going to be in the classroom. The other class is coming up June 19th to shotgun self defense,
Yep, that's gonna be a good one.
and course outline. Click on the green tab, takes you to course outline, tells you what shotguns to bring, ammo to bring, and all that good stuff. It's a good class. One I just opened up to the public is coming up June 4th. It's a rifle PCC class, carbine. We're going to be going over. So we're going to be both out there on the range at the same time. You'll probably see us both out there, and if either or. Also, look for the if you guys come out to the range and you look and you see, look for these nice banners. We're going to have these nice flags we're going to have out on the range. Let's see if I can get that in there. And it's going to be, each instructor is going to have one at their place of training. So you see it out there, walk up, South River Gun Club, and June 4th, and come by and say hello.
I think it's up to 6 now. So I'm
Okay.
going to 10 folks there. So
Okay.
we can get in some real intense and pay attention to everybody.
Right. And if my class fall through, I'll be over there hanging out with Al, drinking water.
Exactly.
All right, let's get back to this subject. So,
Let's go directly to it. Does more guns mean safety? Does it mean safety
oh yeah,
for the
do
individual?
more guns mean safety? Let's go back to, and this is something a lot of people don't realize that they don't know about. For the last 15 to 17 years, the state of Utah school teachers have been concealed carrying. State of Utah has not had a school shooting for the last 17 years. So all their teachers are trained, all their teachers carry, and their schools are hardened. So they make sure that that won't happen there. Um, but see, more guns in that instance does work. If a person knows, if they go into a place and, well, we had, matter of fact, we had several Waffle Houses trying to be robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And the robber went in there, and come to find out, it was a bunch of police in there, off duty, and they all drew their guns on the guy, and he had to give up.
Right.
And right,
So one of the things I was really trying to get a real quick gauge on what we were talking about in other countries, right? So
hmm
Israel is like the American little brother, right? We take to Israel and we pay attention to what's going on in their country on a regular basis. So one of the things that's happening there, this is something from 2013. Somebody wrote, and the question was asked: what steps has Israel taken to protect its public schools and university students from terrorist attacks and gun violence, right? And that last part I'm going to get back to right after this. And it says, our research indicates that Israel has taken a number of steps to protect schools and students from terrorist attacks and gun violence, with a greater emphasis on the former, gun violence. Israeli law currently requires a guard in schools of 100 or more students. These guards are generally employed by private security companies, while the Israeli police, the country's civilian police force, have overall responsibility for guidance, oversight, and control for the entire security system of educational institutions from kindergarten through universities. The law permits certain individuals to carry firearms in schools. Most of our schools are areas that have
anti-gun.
you can't carry a gun. Even
Right,
parents. I
right,
know parents who leave their gun in the car to go have a conference with the parent with the teachers
and
because
and
you can't carry it on property and it's against the law. So,
but
but what do we have? What do we have on our schools? Anti-gun. Every freaking nut job across the country knows our schools are safe, soft targets.
hmm
From the colleges, which have changed in some states, especially like here in Georgia, where you can campus carry, but the smaller universities, the private
elementary
universities,
schools.
elementary
Yeah,
schools, high schools, soft targets,
you're
soft
not supposed to
targets.
have a firearm within 1,000 feet of
See,
the school.
right?
Yeah,
It's almost like going. Think about this: you can't go in your in most courthouses or government buildings as well. Why? Because that's where the politicians are. Both of
right.
them, the red and the blue
hmm
team.
Right.
Right. So,
They don't
so
want you in there.
these are the things that they say. Oh, this country, this country, this country, talking about the United States of America. But yet, when you do it took me about 5 minutes to find that. Not even 5 minutes. I'll give it 3 minutes to find that, and that's
Right.
about Israel. You can look up
Right.
any other system. Look up Norway. Look up Ireland. They make us feel as though we're the last ones and we need to do something drastic to catch up to the rest of them.
Oh,
Um,
we could have did something drastic. We could have took that $40 billion we gave to
Ukraine.
that country, Ukraine, and
Hmm.
using that $40 billion to harden our schools.
Yep.
That's what we
Yep.
could have done.
But you know what? It wouldn't even take that much because each school system already has money allocated by the state governments
I
in order
know,
to
but I'm just
provide for them.
saying, I'm just
Oh yeah.
pushing the point. If the politicians really want to do something, they're giving money over there to those guys who are in a losing battle. So
Yeah.
anybody think they're winning is really need to stop watching certain organizations' news programs.
Well,
Uh,
that
it,
$40 billion could also went to our homeless veterans,
oh yeah,
homeless people in general, and then I'll get somebody talking about socialism. But this country, there's some of the tenets of this country's establishment was based upon socialism.
right. And speaking of that, I want to go. And a lot of you clowns are sitting up here saying that democracy. This is not a democracy.
Never
United
was.
States is a republic. It
Hmm.
always has been. It was designed to be a republic. They were getting away from democracy. That's when they made the United States. Okay, it's never a democracy. So when you hear all these guys talking about doing doublespeak, changing the word from republic to democracy, they're trying to program you into thinking, yes, we need to get rid of the electoral college. And so then we'll have mob rule. And think of mob rule is those people of the year, the summer of love is out burning down and everything. Those are the guys who's going to have control over all your votes. One vote, one person. California is going to be the largest country state in the United States making all the votes. They're going to
Well,
control
think about
everything.
this. What you just said triggered something. Triggered reminded me of something else. So one of the pieces that I was listening to, the guy was saying that these politicians that are in office that were elected are actually going against the polling of their constituents, right?
Mm-hmm.
The popular vote, the
Right.
popular attitude. So they're dragging their hand. And I thought about it. And you said that about the electoral college, and we're talking about Hillary Clinton lost the electoral. She won the popular vote and lost the electoral, and she was gone. But yet now they want to flip that and say that the majority of people want gun control, but yet the politicians are voting, and they're claiming that the politicians are in bed with the NRA. That's what this report I was listening to said, that they're in bed with the NRA. The NRA is damn near in shambles. They're holding their boots up and they got a
Right.
stiff upper lip and they're looking good. But as we all
NR,
know, Wayne
N,
LaPierre has to go.
NRA has destroyed themselves.
Yeah,
And
but the
that's
NSFS,
yeah.
the NSSF
FSS.
are still holding ground. Two S's,
Right.
one F, and stuff
Right.
like that. And they're holding ground, and
Right.
they're actually still fighting a good fight. And they've really picked up the mantle of the
Gun legislation.
the
Yeah.
protector of the Second Amendment, and
Right.
they have a lot of legislative power as well. They
Right.
are, be honest and be factual. It's all lobbying.
Oh.
You gotta grease the pockets and grease the wheel. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Let's talk about this one. I'm going to mention this. Stacey Abrams in our state of lovely Georgia, she said the constitutional carry was a reason causing mass hysteria in with people with guns.
What?
Constitutional carry, yeah. Basically saying more guns. She was saying it giving people too many guns. Now everybody's going to be going wild, wild west. You remember how everybody was talking? Even the people who supported the Second Amendment was even talking about constitutional carry in our state. It was going to create Georgia into become wild, wild west. Everybody's just going to be running around killing, shooting each other, which is not true. It's been in effect for like what 2 months now, and the crime rate that was already rising from the summer of love and COVID and all this other stuff, it
Right.
was up there before the constitutional carry even happened. So I
Well,
don't know where you guys
think
getting
that's
those
bad.
statistics.
You wait till we get this summer of love coming up.
Oh, it's coming
right,
again.
especially right
Yeah.
here in Georgia. It's either going to be the summer of love or the summer of hate. You got so many emotional people out there with firearms. I don't talk to strangers anymore.
They're not
And
emotional.
with
People actually crazy. They're
don't you
crazy.
think that's a state of emotion?
Um, yeah, but when you wear it on your sleeve, that's craziness. Because somebody,
And that's the point. I don't talk to strangers at
Mhm.
all. I don't. I ignore strangers, and I advise everyone else to do the same. The day of making new friends and talking to people, nope, that's over. Especially in a situation where it could be somewhat tense. There's no need.
Mhm.
There's no need because at this point you have to be in a position that anytime you speak to someone like that, you're ready to defend yourself. Because if you're not, you can get hurt.
Mhm.
The last thing I
So
want to do is get hurt.
exactly. So I'm gonna pull this up so people don't think I'm uh blowing smoke out my butt. Stacey Abrams blasts Governor Kemp for pushing constitutional carry in Georgia. This was on June 20th. Background checks. Quote, when you say that you want people to be safe, how can you say that you are willing to take away background checks and mental health checks before someone can have a weapon in the state? She asked, and you're not doing that.
Well,
Whereas I'm
first
not. I
off, there
don't
was
even want to
never
see
any
it.
mental. There was never any mental health checks
Right,
that were added to or
but you,
associated with ownership of a firearm. That's the first
but
thing.
see, there's a clown who's actually stating something that's not true,
Right.
and people are jumping on her bandwagon. Firearms owners, and yes, girl, go ahead, speak your truth, and it's like, come on
You,
now,
you need to get off social media, bro. You
who?
need to come on with me and take a sabbatical from social media.
I'm
You did that. You
well,
did that too good, man. You did that too good.
well, well, I've been
Yeah,
watching a lot of videos, so I know
obviously, that's obviously. Did you see the
But
new one that's coming out called the
what's that?
Grady Babies? The Grady Babies.
No, what's that?
It's a local, basically like housewives, I guess.
No, I'm not watching that
I
crap.
saw the advertisement. And I was like, oh my
I don't
god.
even
Do you know
watch
what a
TV
Grady
anymore.
baby is?
Yeah, people born
All
in
the
Grady
people born in
Hospital.
Grady House. Okay,
Yeah,
so just
yeah,
imagine that. Yeah,
yeah,
so it's a Grady.
yeah.
It's called Grady Baby. Look it up when you get a chance. It's
No,
funny.
no, I'm not looking at it. No, that's beneath my intelligence.
You just said,
So
"Go on, girl, show your
right,
truth."
right,
You just
right,
do that.
right,
What
right.
just you just do?
Yeah, I gotta make fun of people, you know what I'm saying? Make it fun so it doesn't get all serious, you know what I'm saying? So they'll laugh at it or hate us or whatever, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? So, then
Again,
they'll call me racist or whatever. I'm
again,
black as an ace of spade, but they're gonna call
right.
me a racist.
Again. They're gonna call you that
Right.
again.
Oh yeah,
Again.
yeah, yeah. I've been called that all my life.
No,
And
not yet.
so
Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you.
yeah, maybe I got deep, deep issues.
That's right.
And but however, it's like you're going to use constitutional carry, and she said this now, and so it's like, okay, what does constitutional carry got to do with any mass shooting? Like you
Nothing.
stated before on an opening statement, these were not Second Amendment people who doing this. Second Amendment people don't want their rights taken away. They don't want to be locked up, thrown in jail, and they don't want to do that.
Right.
So their whole purpose of Second Amendment people is protection of self,
Mm-hmm.
defense,
Mm-hmm.
not
And the family.
offense. Right.
Yep.
And that's why you had 1 year, 8 million guns being bought by people because the rioting was going on and everybody thought chaos was going on. 8 million people that first year went out and bought firearms. And it
Yep.
was
They
people
saw
who
what
were
was going on.
first time gun owners because they wanted a firearm because they thought the world was burning up. My
Right.
doctor alone, he's a I guess you'd call him a rhino, but he was anti-gun at first. Now this guy, he's got a whole collection. He's got like
Mm-hmm.
7, 8 guns, and every time I see him, I just bought something new. Just bought something new. I'm like, geez, but he won't
Right.
get
They
any
get that
training.
bug.
Yeah,
Right.
he's got the bug. He's got the money, and he's got the means, so he can do
Mhm.
anything he wants. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
He's gonna get the bug, but yeah, like I told you about the other guy we were watching that day, I could just look at him. I mean, yeah, he's got fancy gigs and guns and gear, but your style and your technique is bum. I can watch when you grip the gun and you're still holding either two thumbs there or you do what's this one called, the cup and saucer,
Teacup,
or the
yeah, cup of
worst,
sauce. Yeah,
you're holding it
the
like
wrist,
Barney Fife,
right?
you stabilizing your
That's
wrist like
because
they did
nobody's
in the
never
80s TV shows.
you never been trained, and the only thing you
Right.
can do
And
is
that's what
go
I can
off of
see.
what you've seen from TV. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
But you
And
spend $4,000 on guns and zero on training. You got 8,000 rounds stored up for each caliber of gun that you have, but you still have no idea what reality is.
but
And I wish
that's
them well. I wish them well.
but see, that's a collector.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a lover of the sport, a lover of.
So do they fit in the Second Amendment?
Yes, they do. They sure do. Collectors fit into the Second Amendment.
Right.
And so I never knock them if I see them, and they because you always see a collector at the gun range. They're gonna have like 12 guns out there to shoot.
Yep.
Talking about I haven't shot these in a while. Then they're gonna go home and spend a whole day cleaning these damn
Yep.
things.
The hell, they
And
might
that's
clean it before they leave the range.
yeah, and that's something I'm not even doing. I just throw them in a bag, and I'm not even bringing them out. I only bring out one or two, and that's it.
Well, see,
And-
that's because you understand. You bring out 12 different guns, and say you get through all 12. You
I
haven't
can't
really.
master them.
You're right. You haven't done anything with that.
Yeah,
Those are recreational people, and that's why I was saying they do fit in the Second Amendment because they're law abiding and they're
right,
following the rules,
right,
and they're enjoying their freedom, so to speak.
right.
They go out to
Oh,
the range and they fire and they have a good time. That's okay.
oh.
Ooh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say before I get too deep into that, forgot to say they're trying to do a moratorium on gun sales right now. That's what's the biggest thing they're talking about right now. Do a
They
moratorium
better catch up because
on
gun sales are still skyrocketing.
right. So they're trying to stop people from buying more firearms. Now, if they get a moratorium, how are you going to trust your government to say, okay, you can't buy firearms, and for how long, and when is the moratorium going to come off? Is it going to be restrictions to the moratorium? Is it going to be just in certain areas? You don't know. So
Hmm.
contact your politicians right now. It's election year, and tell them no on any gun control. I don't care how bad they want it. I don't care how they say, what's the word they always use? Sensible gun control. It's no
Yeah,
such animal.
no such
No
thing.
such animal.
No,
Go ahead and
that's what they want to tell you to make you buy into it. It's
right.
sensible. You don't want to be nonsensical, do you? Well, join
Yeah.
us and be
Yeah.
sensible.
Or they say, well, I'm a gun owner too. I own a shotgun and a rifle,
Oh yeah,
but
then the guy tells
I
you just make that sound and they'll run away. I'm gonna
right,
tell you
right.
something right now, everybody.
Yeah.
If you make that noise with an empty shotgun and you just chamber the first round into the shotgun and you're upstairs and the bad guy's downstairs and you hear that same noise or multiple noises back at you, stay where you are. That means
Right.
in this day and age, these guys are showing up and they're armed too. That noise is not
They're in
going to
your
make a
house. You
big
don't need to.
difference.
You don't need to do all the warnings.
Thank you.
They're in your. If they're in your house, what? Why are you doing the warnings? It's over at
I
that
don't
point
even. I've never done any
because
of
they're
that.
there to do harm. So
Never even
protect
practiced
yourself.
that. Yep.
Whatever you need to do. I mean,
Hmm.
that's silly.
But that goes
And
back to mindset. That's the same thing that I was telling you. You got to go back to mindset. Your mindset has to be one of willing to
how you
defend your
doing, King
family
James?
at all costs. You might be set up with a troll.
Yeah.
Told you. I knew it was coming.
No, I wasn't. I'm not putting that up.
When it comes
Yeah.
from Twitch,
Twitch.
you just
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah. Twitch
take it
always
with
got a
a
bunch of crazy people on there.
game
Yeah.
grain of salt. He started
Right.
off pretty nice.
Right.
No,
But
it's
see,
not. Just in case
yeah.
he's still on. No,
And
it's
it's not
not.
going on air either. So,
Right.
but um, you look at and no, and so you look at uh, uh, they always say, okay, I have a firearm too, and I hunt and I do all this stuff,
Hmm.
but wouldn't you just want some type of gun control? We got gun
Right.
control.
You feel safer.
Every
Hmm.
state has gun laws where I cannot go down and go to a local gun store and buy a firearm and walk out that store with that firearm.
Right.
And um, uh, I have to fill out paperwork. I got to do a background check. I got to prove who I am, and I got to do all types of other stuff.
Hmm.
And so you have to look at it like that. And I mean, they're going to come after, and they try to get the Second Amendment people to get under their side
Right.
and agree with them. Never agree with them because they never stop, you know? And so you just don't even worry about it. Don't even listen to them. They're going to say, well, what's the reason why you need 30 round magazines? What's the reason you need, what's the other one? 30 round magazines.
Anything.
Why
Any extensions.
why would you need an
Right.
uh
The deer don't wear
AR-15
Kevlar.
right to hunt with,
Hmm.
and um I can do so much stuff with the AR. I mean, I love it. It's lightweight. It's ideal, and
Right.
I can run it just like a pistol.
And that's
So
one of the things that, and back to our classes, or anything in our classes that you run a rifle with, you can run a pistol with. So there's no, we don't delineate. We show you the usefulness for home defense that a rifle can be with the proper ammunition. You
hmm
know, But there are no reasonable laws. There are none. The law is
Right.
already set here in the United States, and that's it. And it should be
Yeah,
followed.
and
The
every state
Constitution.
has each law,
Right.
and so each state has different background, concealed carry background.
Yep.
Georgia, state we live in, if you go out and buy a gun, what is it? You got to wait for a background check,
Yeah,
and if
but it's instant. It's the NICS system.
it's
You
the
can
NICS
look that
system.
up and find out what that actually means.
California, they make you wait 14 days, a cooling off period.
Right.
Um, Hawaii, in order to, you can't even to go buy a firearm, you got to go through a training course,
Hmm.
and then you got to get the police to sign an affidavit in order for you to even own that, to go
Right.
purchase the firearm.
Yep. And
You know,
that's how it is in what you call it, in Maryland and Virginia area. Well, not Virginia more so, but Maryland. Maryland is like that now, where you basically get permission and show that you have proficiency before you can actually even buy the firearm.
hmm
And that's crazy.
and
That
yes, it's
seems like it's all right.
interactive. It's
So,
interactive. This is an interactive stream. I'm just not putting some of your stuff up
right.
because it doesn't
Just
pertain to what we're talking about.
the two
So,
alphas talk is our YouTube. Let them go there.
right, we're
That's
watching
cool.
you, and we're
Not
here.
bad. He
Yeah,
turned it down. I thought he was going
yeah,
hard one
yeah.
right
We
there.
just thought you was a troll. That's all. So
Right.
see, I can
Yeah.
put your stream up. It goes up.
Yeah.
It's
Our
interactive
YouTube is the two alphas talk, and
because
that's
we
on YouTube, and you can make your comments there as well.
right, right.
Yep.
Because
I
we
thought he was
got
going off the deep end, but he pulled it back.
yeah, we got several trolls that come in from Twitch a lot.
Twitch.
So we have
Yep.
to be careful
Careful.
because
Absolutely.
I'm not putting a lot of that stuff up.
Thank you,
You
Kim
know.
James. Where are you from? It sounds like you might be from Australia or England because he said he can't have guns. He can't even shoot them there.
Yeah, let's go back and read some of this stuff. Number
He said he's not riding
okay.
around a bank with a 2020, 22.
Yep. Right. True.
Mm-hmm.
And let's have some sensible laws, yo.
Hmm. I don't know what is reasonable. What's reasonable
Yeah.
to one man
This
is
we have sensible
unreasonable
laws.
to yeah,
Yeah.
and then we have thousands of them.
Yeah, and there was the interaction.
Yeah,
You just spreading the word. It's interactive.
we're both. We take your comments.
Right. But we
We got 2
also
minutes.
we filter your comments too.
Hmm.
And so
Right,
we don't like what we see, they're not coming on air.
right. If
That's the way to
it's
go.
not germane to the subject,
Right.
as they say in my college
Right,
days,
because we have
germane.
had a guy come on here and called us all types of
Yeah,
names and
names.
slurs, so I wouldn't put none of that stuff up. So they don't
But
realize
look, you see that right there? That's where that name got me. See it?
what's
Oh, you
that.
don't see it because it's healed.
Must be dirt.
No, that's where the guy that time when he came on and he was really mean to me. He got me right there, but it's healed now. It's gone.
Mean to you, man. Get
Yeah, he
out
was
of here.
mean. Remember that guy that
Words
came on? He was mean. He was
words
mean to
don't
me.
hurt me, and I know that's what you're saying.
Yep,
Words don't hurt me. They
it's
just go
healed
left
now.
and right. Right. So
Exactly. Yo, so
yeah.
you know, one of the things too, I got a up and coming guy coming in, and he wants to be a guest on the show. You haven't met him yet, but he's watched this show a couple times, and that's Reggie
Okay.
Dawkins. So when Reggie comes on, I'm gonna have him on as a guest.
Okay. We'll send him a invite and bring him
Yep.
on and have him
Yeah,
talk to.
he's new, but he's a hunter, and he's really good
Okay.
at hunting. I mean,
We
he
can have
can
him come
hunt
in on the
everything.
second half of the show
Yep.
and bring him in, and
Hmm.
we can close him with the guests in the show.
Right.
And
Yep.
we are bringing guests in the show, so that is coming in the future.
Hmm.
Like they said, this is a call-in channel. We do have an active line, and but still, I filter the line too, just like I filtered the chats.
Producer
Right.
extraordinaire.
So
Producer extraordinaire.
if something goes on that line that's going to be obscene
Scene. Yep.
or racist or that's not according to the show, I will hang up on you immediately.
Yeah.
So we try to do things fair and where we don't offend anybody or hurt anybody's feelings. But if
Still
your
tell the
feelings
truth.
if your
Sometimes the
feelings
truth
do get
doesn't.
hurt,
Mhm.
go in the kitchen and get a cup of water and put some ice
No,
in
it's
it.
milk. You gotta
Is
get
it milk?
Yeah, milk
It's
is a soother.
it's water for me, and
See,
so
when you
I
old,
drink.
probably milk intolerant, lactose intolerant.
I don't like milk. Milk is
See,
nasty.
you're just intolerant, bro.
I've never liked milk. Milk
That's
is the
because you're
most.
intolerant. You're just intolerant.
No, I can drink it. It just tastes disgusting.
You're
You
just
know?
intolerant. You're intolerant. That's just accept it. Stand up. My name is Alfonso, and I'm intolerant.
All right. Yeah. I'm
Yeah, well,
intolerant.
our heart goes
Okay.
out. We try to make light, try
Yeah.
to bring some levity to reality and all of that good stuff. But our hearts go out to all the victims from the last couple of weeks.
We,
And just remember,
we,
those are not Second Amendment people.
right. And so don't get frustrated with what's going on and do something stupid. Everybody have a level head, think calmly, be patient. Right now it's election year. Make your decisions with your votes
Hmm.
and pick the candidates that's gonna. Don't even worry about the national level. Worry about your local level. Look
Yep,
at your
that's where it
local government.
starts.
Start there. Get involved. Join some organization that helps support the Second Amendment if you can. Support that organization, and if they do support the Second Amendment. Now, if it's just a
Yep.
social club and then that's out dating and carrying on, don't get involved with that group. But but if they're trying to back candidates, they putting out a list of candidates to vote for that are 100% for the Second Amendment. You support those people, and it doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right. If especially you guys on the left, you can vote for a Republican who's going to support your Second Amendment rights. Now, the thing of it is, I haven't seen a Democrat that's doing that yet. So, go figure.
Hmm.
So you
Remember the
need
National Shooting Sports Foundation. Look them up, guys. Look
right.
them up. NRA's still kicking. They're not out yet. They need to make some changes and get their house in
Yeah.
order. But
Matter of fact,
in the meantime,
the
check
convention
out
is going on
NSSF.
this weekend in
Yep.
Houston. I was gonna go to that, but we just got out of COVID, and I was like, I really don't want to go down there right now. I want to
Hmm.
wait it out a little bit, but I almost went. I got pretty close to going down there and see what was going on
Hmm.
and
There's
getting
going to
some
be
of
a
those.
few of the programs are live streamed.
Oh, that's what they're doing.
Yep.
Okay.
You
All
go to
right.
NRA. I think it's even .org. I think it's .org. NRA. Go to their
Okay.
website and
Okay.
you'll be able to see it, especially as a
Right.
member.
Okay.
Hmm.
And we hopefully you guys here in Georgia come out to the range on June 4th. If you don't come out and shoot, or if you're not a member, don't come out if you're trying to shoot unless you take a class.
Yep.
Because we have rules and restrictions. This is a private South
It
River
is
Gun Club.
membership. It's because it's
It's
more
membership
membership.
only.
Yep.
Membership only. If you're a member, come out, look for us at the range, say hello. If you're not a member and you want to come out and observe, you can come out and do that and stand and watch. And you're more than welcome to do that, but you can't shoot unless we go through a whole bunch of paperwork. Okay.
Hmm. Might as well
And
become a
funds.
member at that point.
And funds.
Yep.
So, because you got to pay to shoot.
Hmm.
And
We should do another one of those meet and greets. That'd be
I
nice.
think we're going to probably, if we do it, let's do it with 22s only.
That'll work.
Yeah, that
That'll
it'd be a
do.
22 day. Bring out your
Hmm.
22 and let's go buck wild. We can set
We
up a
should
little
find out
small.
one of the days like July. You won't be out there in July.
No, I won't be
Go
there in July.
go to one of those deals where we
Well, it sounds like the milkman's coming.
yeah.
So, okay. All right.
So yep.
Yep. You got pizza, pepperoni, bologna,
Exactly.
and all the other good stuff. So, we
Exactly.
want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and watching us. And like I said, we do filter everything we have. And that pizza must look pretty good. He's sitting there. You see Al's look.
I'm
I
watching
know
my
it is.
youngster do it.
Yeah, I know what his look is. See that was a.
My
Now, if you
youngster.
guys notice, this is a prime example of a situational awareness. You saw the look on his face. That dude was 100% focused on
Yeah.
what was going down,
My
and I
youngin
saw
was
the
doing
way.
it for me because
And I saw the way I saw his arms move. They
Mhm.
moved to a side position.
Yeah.
They went from
Just in
cross
case.
to like this. I
Yeah.
was like, look at this dude.
just in case he had to step out in order to.
If he
deal
get
with
it,
the-
he's just gonna stand
the
up
delivery
and go to
person.
work.
That's right. Can't do nothing like this. Unless I'm in Turkey doing one of those dances. but,
Right, right.
Gotta get these hands available.
Right. Gotta
Yes,
get their
sir.
hands.
Classic
So,
example.
So remember, if you see this stream not live and you see it, go to YouTube, the Two Alphas Talk, like and subscribe. go to Twitch, Saber Team 19, and subscribe. Go to Facebook, Saber Team Tactical LLC, and you can like that page. That's my business page. And other than that, we'll see you in the range. What you got, Al?
It's just, guys, same thing that Al says. Reach out to us, comment, have fun, be careful, and protect and look after each other. That's all I have.
And Second Amendment is the way to go. If you guys been noticing the classes that we got posted up behind me, give us a look, give us a like, and come on out and support. All right.
All right, guys.
See you on the range.